Hello and welcome back to the X-Files Revisited, where we follow the breadcrumbs of conspiracy, alien craft and personal sacrifice through every shadowy corner of the X-Files. Tonight, we close out Season 7 with Requiem, an episode that takes us back to the very beginning and reminds us just how high the cost of seeking the truth can be. It's a full circle moment packed with alien abductions, old allies, new dangers, and one of the biggest shocks of the series so far. Buckle up, because nothing will ever be the same after this. Well, we're here, Brian.
Yeah.
Made it to the end of Season 7.
We did indeed. It was a long journey. It was a long
And good night, everybody.
I feel like we're getting so much closer to that finish line.
We are.
Yeah. One more wrap-up show. We're nearly there. Yeah, Requiem. It's I remember this being quite a big deal for me back in the day because it felt like the end of an era. It is the end of an era. I think I've explained to you before that I think X-Files is marked out in specific eras. I think season 1 to 5 is that's your gold period, really. That's when and it came to the end of that era with the movie. Once it had gone to the big screen, it kind of changed because the show became something a bit different. They moved to LA and all that, and that was the start of the next era, which was season 6 and 7. And I think that era ends here in this episode because obviously this is Mulder's last episode, feasibly. It's not,
Ever.
but it can, yeah. But the dynamics of the show completely change because we get Doggett, we get Reyes in season 8. It starts to expand our core cast of characters a bit. So
and I never got there. Like I think I maybe saw some of 6, maybe, but I never got into 7 at all. So it's all been new to me.
Wow. Okay.
And seeing where it's going has been fun, and I'm interested to see where it's going to go, but we're getting ahead of ourselves here.
Yeah. Just for me, this is the end of the second era of the X-Files. So yeah, I'm really intrigued to see what you think about it. I know you're not quite as high on mythology as I am. I don't think either one of us were particularly high on the opening to this season. Less of that, please. Yeah, I got a feeling we'll both be sticking those 2 episodes in our bottom 5 of the season.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't think I need to ask this just because we know from the end of last episode what you were going to guess this episode.
Number 1, because I don't think we've had one yet.
No. So you're saying you think this is number 1 out of 22 episodes of season 7?
Yes.
According to IMDb users, and you would be right.
Okay.
But a harder number to guess is, where do you think it sits amongst the total 217 episodes?
I mean, let's face it, I have been terrible this season with this. Although I think I did actually get it right once.
Yeah, on the episode about luck.
And then I have been so wrong, like every other time. I am going to, and I think I'm going to guess too high again. But this is a number that's in my head, so I'm going to go for 32.
Oh, that's not too far off the mark. It's 35. 35.
Ooh.
Yeah. So that's not bad. You might be getting your mojo back just at the last.
I doubt it.
So yeah. So you can lose it again between now and the start of season 8. But yeah, so 35 overall across the 217. I always find that number to be quite interesting when you measure it alongside the season ranking, because this is number 1 of season 7. So literally this is the best it gets in season 7.
Yeah.
So that means when you're going through the list of all the episodes, all 217 episodes, the first season 7 episode doesn't hit until number 35. So it's like, it's like, oof, okay. Not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but probably err on the bad thing. But there you go. Should we get into it then?
Mm-hmm.
Requiem. Let's start. So, Billy Miles. Do you remember Billy Miles?
Absolutely not.
You not?
Yeah. No, I'd have been better watching the pilot again, Brian.
Oh,
Is
did
it-
you not do it?
No,
Oh, I did tell you a while back to
I
make sure you
know,
watch
but then
the
I
pilot.
forgot.
Man, if you know, like I didn't need to watch the pilot again. Obviously, I've seen it so many times; it's ingrained in me. I know it. I know it all. But yeah, just so Billy Miles' dad. He was the sheriff back in the pilot. He was the douchebag sheriff of the
Was
week.
he
You know,
the OG douchebag?
yeah, he was the OG, douchebag sheriff. You know, he set the standard for all douchebag sheriffs to come on the X-Files. So yeah, he was the father of Billy Miles, who was the first X-File, basically. Well, that we saw anyway. Which is Billy Miles. He was being abducted. He gets brought back, and tests. That's where they found the first chip thing in his nose and stuff. So it set a lot of the ground rules and a lot of the mythology that kind of still, it's still so integral to the X-Files at this point. So Billy Miles' dad responds to a call of a forest fire. But his car cuts out just as he's reaching it, and it crashes into Deputy Ray's car. He gets out of the car all kind of disorientated, and he sees his watch, and it's going haywire. It's like flipping backwards and stuff. And then he sees the Deputy Ray in his car. He goes over to check on him, and his face has all been burnt, which again, we know where that's from. We've seen that before. Yep. The eyes, the nose, the mouth, they're all burns on him. And Miles, Sheriff Miles, sees Deputy Ray with holes in him with green blood pouring out. So Ray's in the car with a burnt face. He turns around, and Ray's standing in front of him, holes in him. So you don't need to have seen what's gone on here to know what's gone on here. If you're a fan of the show, if you know the mythology, if you know where you're at before, you know exactly how this is played out. So, and that's your opening.
Yeah, and it already, like, even though I didn't remember the police officer, it feels like a bookend. Like it really does. You're back to the staples of the X-Files. This alien with the bubbling blood, the lights in the sky, the spacecraft. It feels like you're back on familiar territory.
Yeah. And I don't know if they shot this in Vancouver in the same place where they shot the pilot. But it certainly looks like it.
Yeah.
Like they've got that look back that the show used to have. I feel like the only way of doing that is to actually go back to Vancouver, but it does look
there's a certain level of dampness, I would say. Like, you're not getting that in California. Like,
yeah. So Mulder gets chewed out by an accountant. Right, there's a whole load of scenes here, and they're just rapid fire. Like we're jumping from here to there, like back and two. So I'm gonna read a few of these out, and then we can talk about it as a whole, really. Okay. So that we're not, So Mulder gets chewed out by an accountant who's basically saying what's left to investigate. He's really sniffy about all the money Mulder's been spending. And then we see your favorite character of the show, who you always remember every time she shows up, Marita Covarrubias, who picks up Alex Krycek from a prison in Tunisia. Then Scully gets chewed out by the same accountant, opening doors to other doors. That's how she sees her work. She when he questions her on it, she says what we do is we open doors that lead to other doors. And she says, I've seen things I cannot deny. And then we have Krycek showering while Marita tells him that Cancer Man is dying. And I'll leave it there for now. But that's So we're jumping between these. It's like we've got the double act of Mulder and Scully, and then we've got the double act, the uneasy double act,
Yeah.
I would say, of Marita Kovarubius and Krycek, who obviously have a past.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much of that past you remember, because you rarely seem to remember this woman every time she shows
I remember
up.
her being infected with the ooze and him
Yeah.
being about and losing the hand and all that. So I think I've got some inkling.
Yeah. At one point, they were kind of
Oh yeah.
hooking up, but it was that double agent screwing over another double agent kind of deal.
Yeah.
So yeah. Marita's a weird one, because I was always quite certain she was in Mulder's corner, and yet she seems to be batting for the other team at this point.
Yeah. I mean, because she started off as being like, we thought she was the new Deep Throat for a little bit, didn't we? And then she just and then they bring her out and they just like, completely change her to something wild.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, cool.
Yeah, she's definitely been all over the place, and I don't recall her coming back, to be honest. So I think this may be her last appearance.
Oh, that's a shame. I won't get to remember her.
I always liked her as a character. I always liked her, and I liked the fact that they kind of paired her up with Krycek, because there's obviously Krycek's one of the most duplicitous characters on the show, and so she. So when you put them together, and it's like, just how much can these two individuals actually work with each other? I just think that's an interesting dynamic. So it's a shame they're not going to explore that further.
Yeah.
At least I don't think they do, from my memory.
It would be good, because it's like a bad Mulder Scully.
It's like it's totally. It's like the mirror image, the reverse flash mirror image kind of deal with Mulder and Scully. But yeah, so but yeah, I like how Mulder and Scully are both dealing with this accountant guy who's a complete douchebag. And I like Scully, the way Scully the way she explains it. And it's, it is, they don't work normal cases. There's nothing normal about the work they do. So
yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of funny, but I think the best thing about this is the way the accountant, in a matter of fact, just deals with his sister's death. So this all started because your sister disappeared, but you got the answer, didn't you? Yep. And the case closed. This is your signature saying it's closed.
Yeah. Nothing else to investigate. Yeah, just full on douchebaggery, basically. So we go back to the accountant, who tells Mulder he needs to be more responsible with FBI resources. Reduce your vision, he says. And we'll come back to that in just a moment. Two boys come looking for the crashed UFO that was reported over the radio. Sheriff Miles tells them there is nothing to see, so go home, which, sounds legit. Why are you just out here in the middle of nowhere on your own, Mr. Sheriff Miles, if there's nothing to see here? So
I love the two guys I love the two guys just wandering the woods with a Geiger counter.
Yeah.
It's like, let's go for a look in the woods. Hang on till I grab my Geiger counter. I've got it it's in the shed. Use it all the time.
Yeah. These are clearly UFO nuts, and this is clearly a UFO hotspot. So they're like, they've been waiting for this moment for half their lives. Half their teenage lives. So Mulder tells Scully he reduced the auditor's vision. I kind of wish we'd got to see it, to be honest. But so apparently Mulder punched the auditor, and Scully's like, really? And he's like, I reduced his vision. Which is just great one-liner from Mulder. So it's then that Billy Miles calls, someone that you couldn't remember, which is a real shame, because it was quite pivotal to the
I mean, even though I didn't remember, they comment on it, they bring it all back, they tell you,
fill you in. And as they were doing that, did you start going, actually, I feel like there is something with this guy that I kind of
I just took their word for it, Brian.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Oh man. I definitely think this episode plays better if you are on the all right pilot callbacks. Great. And the thing is, it's like I think a lot of people who came into this episode came into it like because they got so many people came in after the movie, and they just like they came in at season 6 and just stayed with season 6 and didn't necessarily go back to check out what had gone before. So I always think with the mythology stuff, they probably got completely lost. But by this point particularly, I'm like, this
Can you
is
imagine though? Can you imagine how much you've missed?
Yes.
Like,
yes.
Just starting at season 6, you've missed the good stuff.
Yeah. You've missed the good mythology episodes.
Yeah.
But no, this is definitely for your hardcore X-Files fans. You kind of to really appreciate this episode, I think you have to be like really nerdy and know the pilot inside out. So Mulder's reduced his vision, gets a call off Billy Miles, who says it's happening again, and but not to him this time. And then he kind of hangs up, and then Scully says, "Let's go waste some money." I love the playful banter here, where it's like where Mulder's like, "I don't know, Scully. It's if we go, it could be a lot of car hire, a lot of hotel hire. If we could." And Scully's kind of like, "Yeah, let's go waste some money." I love that they're both in it together, because we've been down this road before where
literally,
where the higher ups have come at them, and and Scully's always been the one who tries to talk Mulder down and say, "Mulder, these guys are going to close us down if you I'm looking out for you. We do need just play by the book." But even Scully now at this point is on that side of the same side of the fence as Mulder, basically, where it's like, let's go waste some money. The two of them are so in sync now. Well, Krychek and Marita meet with Cancerman at the Watergate apartments. He tells them a new UFO has crashed and says it's the perfect opportunity to restart the project. I'm looking at this guy and I'm thinking, dude, you should be restarting anything. You're
steps away things from up. You're finishing things.
This is it for you. A few months left, probably at best. But great stuff. So Gary and Richie are out with their Geiger counters. Gary gets caught in some kind of field that does a weird thing to his body. Richie's Geiger counter spikes. He sees that Gary is missing, and then his torch heats up, almost as if Superman hit it with his laser beam eyes. He sees something and then does a runner. Boom, just gets out there. Goodbye, Gary.
We see Gary shaking a little bit and floating into the air, don't we?
Well, I don't think we do, but he doesn't.
He doesn't, but it's a cool effect.
Yeah. It's good effect. It's a good effect. So Mulder and Scully meet up with Deputy Billy Miles. So Billy is now a deputy sheriff. Apparently his dad fudged some of the paperwork on his mental state to get him. I
love how he's just telling the FBI that. It's so good.
Yeah. Great stuff. He's just, very honest. He's an honest guy.
Yeah.
So, but he's divorced. So since the pilot, in the 7 years that have passed, he's not only got married, but also divorced as well. He looks after his dad, lives with his dad to look after him, who still denies his abductions ever happened because he's still douchebag sheriff.
Yep.
He tells them that a UFO crashed into a military jet. They found the jet in another neighboring county, but the sheriff Miles hasn't coordinated any kind of search for the UFO in his county. So it could be there, it might not be, who knows. Then the sheriff shows up and tells them there's no UFO and that the FDA will confirm it. And it's, if you believe that, then you'll believe anything. So
people change over time. People change, but
not this guy.
They don't. He bucks the trend.
Yeah, I mean, when we first met him back in the pilot, he was of an age where it's like if you if you ain't going to grow by this point, you probably ain't going to grow.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's pretty much still the same douchebag that he was back in the pilot. They get to the site of the sheriff's crash, and the red cross that Mulder painted on the road 7 years ago is still there. Now, do you remember that?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, I think you have to remember that as one of the most iconic kind of moments. So yeah, I'm surprised that it's still there, to be honest. That was some really good spray paint that Mulder put on the floor. But...
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's stayed. I'm pretty sure it's just set design, but okay.
Yeah, well, yeah, obviously it's set design, but I mean, like, they wouldn't have actually used something in the original pilot that was going to stick around because. No. But
it's a nice throwback. The fact that he's there.
Yeah, people graffiti walls, stays there for years. So I'll buy the fact that this X is still there.
Oh yeah.
Mulder finds a burnt out piece of road, and Scully finds bullet casings from the missing deputy's gun.
Yeah.
We assume they're from the missing deputy's gun because they're the right bullet size and whatnot. Scully asks Billy if the missing sheriff was married, and he says yes, with a new baby. And there's a little bit of a moment there between Scully and Billy, like not saying like it's she fancies him or anything, not that kind of moment, just a like
shared experiences connection.
Yeah, because obviously when she first met Billy, she was a complete skeptic, aliens don't see it, that's nonsense. But now, and that's the beauty of this episode, is bringing all these characters back together after everything they've experienced. And it's like all of a sudden Scully, she doesn't see this guy as just some mental patient anymore. Mm-hmm. She doesn't see him as someone who just needs meds the way that she once would have done. Now she's looking at him and it's like there's this sympathy there, this deep-rooted sympathy that comes from having gone through similar stuff. He's no longer just some crackpot. So yeah, it's a really nice moment, which, again, like if you've not seen the pilot, I don't think you'd make that connection necessarily. But Mulder and Scully drive away, and Billy's dad tells him to get in the car before... this is one of the moments I cannot read my writing. I don't know what that is. But basically, he opens the boot of his car. He throws the bullet evidence that they've just collected into the boot like it's nothing. But inside the boot is the dead body of him. Dun, dun, dun. So it's clearly Billy's dad ain't Billy's dad.
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious who it's going to be at this point. So Mulder and Scully go to see Teresa Hosey, wife of missing deputy. Turns out to be former Teresa Nemeth. So I'm guessing you can't remember Teresa Nemeth either?
Yes, that's correct.
Right. Do you remember when we recorded the pilot episode and I said that so Teresa Nemeth was one of the abductees and she was in the hospital and she was kind of comatose, and Mulder says something that I said at the time when we did our review of the pilot episode. I said that it was a bit it was an underhanded way of Mulder getting a reaction out of her, and she freaks out when he says it, and it's like, and it was almost cruel from Mulder, but it was like it was a tactic that Mulder used to get her out of the bed, because she was in a hospital bed just staring at the ceiling, and he's I couldn't remember exactly what it was he said. I think it was like get her on some meds or something like. But it got this reaction out of her where she started freaking out. But so that's her. She was Teresa Nemeth, formerly Teresa Nemeth, now Teresa Hosey. So yeah, I love that these two guys, Billy Miles, Teresa Nemeth, Billy Miles' dad, Sheriff Douchebag. These are three characters that have only ever been in one episode prior to this, and it was 7 years ago. And I love that they've got them back. I mean, can you imagine being these guys? Can you imagine being those bit parts that were in the pilot way back when. You're never going to get a call back now. The show's moved on. That's it. It's gone. It's done. It's dusted. Like your days on that show are long gone. And then suddenly, all three of you are getting callbacks. Hey, you guys from that pilot episode, fancy coming back and playing the same characters?
Yeah.
It's like,
are you still working?
Yeah, well, that's it. It's like, because I don't remember seeing these guys in anything else. But I mean, Billy. This isn't the last appearance from Billy Miles either. He becomes quite a big character now. He's got quite a big part of the mythology within season 8. So
I will try and remember him.
Yes. This is Billy Miles, the new Marita Covarrubias. Okay. Right. So where are we? Yeah. So she tells them this is Teresa. Teresa tells them that her husband was also an abductee, but he liked to keep it quiet. Didn't like to sound off about it because he knew the way people kind of talked about her and stuff. So he's been taken many times, and his experiences were even more harsh than hers. He was experimented on and things like that. So she has medical records that show like various damage to his body, and she says she'll go and get them. So she hands Scully her baby while she goes to get the files. And Mulder just watches Scully with the baby. And it's a really nice moment, mostly because of Mulder's reaction. Like you see, it suddenly hits Mulder. This like he's watching Scully with this child, and you can see like he's thinking about everything she's lost, everything she's given up, and the fact that she probably would make a great mom. And it's just, you just see it all in his face. It's a great little bit of reacting by David Duchovny, I think. So Mulder looks at the medical records of Ray in his motel room. And I think the implication here is that this is the same motel room they stayed at back in the pilot. Again, don't need to remember, but there's a scene in the pilot where Scully comes to Mulder's motel room and asks him to check her back because she has these marks on her back, which look the same as the marks that the abductees have. And they have a similar scene here where Mulder's doing something in his hotel room. Scully knocks on, just like in the pilot, and she comes in all like flustered, and she's feeling cold. She's feeling ill, a bit disorientated. And Mulder kind of gets her into bed, wraps her up, and snuggles up to warm her up. Which again, as I say, it's a callback to that scene from the pilot episode, which is a really nice callback. So he tucks her in and snuggles up to her, and he tells her that she should go home. She's sacrificed so much, and maybe the FBI are right about the cost, but not the financial cost, the personal one. It's so, and it's true that these cases have taken a huge personal cost on both of these guys. Mulder's lost his dad. He's lost his sister. Obviously, he's lost his mum now. Scully lost her sister. It's like, it's, she can't have kids now. So, supposedly. So Krychek is outside while all this is going on. And he's on the phone to Cancer Man, who accuses him. He accuses Cancer Man of playing games. It's like, and Cancer Man just says, "Look, find the deputy, and you find the ship." But yeah, and it's then that Deputy Ray, returns home. Great scene, really, kind of.
It is. I love how the wife almost like notices it straight away.
Yeah.
As a partner probably should know. You always get these movie sequences or TV shows where they never quite realise.
Yeah.
Like she's like within a good few seconds, she's like, "You're not him."
Yeah. Yeah. And obviously because of everything she's been through as well, again, that whole shared experience thing, she knows she knows how to question it. Like if this was the husband of someone who hadn't been through the experiences she's been through, yes, she'd be freaked out. Yes, she'd be like, "What the hell's happened to you? What's going on?" But she would still think that was her husband. But because of what she's been through, she knows to question this in a way that goes, "You're not my husband." Boom, and she's out of there. She's going for a baby. Unfortunately, she can't get there in time, and Ray catches up to her, and it's a shame. It's a shame because it's like, hey, that actress who played Teresa in the pilot episode, do you want to come back? I waited 7 years, so just to come back and then be offed by my now husband. Yeah, shame. But Mulder and Scully arrive, and they find burns on the carpet, much like the ones on the road. They recognize that they know what it's from. Basically, they've seen this before. Billy asks what it's from, and Scully tells him. He says she doesn't quite give him all the details. She just tells him it's like a biological agent that does
scientific answer.
Then she gets faint and she kind of falls back, and Billy steadies her. So Marita asks Cancer Man why he's toying with Krychek. Why not just tell him where the ship is? He says if he told him how to find the ship, he'd sell the information. But the ship is
he's not wrong.
He's not wrong. It's like that's Krychek's MO. So it's like he needs to be able to get Krychek to find the ship without just laying it on a plate for him. So but the ship is rebuilding itself. It holds the answers to everything. And Marita's like, God? And he says there is no God, only aliens who are coming back. To which my answer would be, who made the aliens? So it's always the same. So the thing is, this was quite a revolutionary idea back when this, and it didn't just start with this episode. Obviously, we had it in Biogenesis, which obviously we both hated, but even so, it's an idea that today is peddled quite a lot. When it comes to conversations about the existence of God, where did we come from, this, that, and the other, there's a whole kind of swathe of people out there that do buy into this whole, we were put here by aliens. But it never clears up the fact that, okay, if that's true, where did the aliens come from? And, even Ridley Scott used it in Prometheus. That whole Prometheus idea is literally taken from X-Files. Like the first time I ever heard about this notion, this idea was in the X-Files back at the beginning of this season. But but he says they're coming back basically. So it's aliens who are coming back. So obviously the colonists and whatnot. But Mulder spots Richie creeping around near the scene of Teresa's house, and so he kind of collars him, and he tells them that they took Gary, and that Billy's dad was out there too, and he must know what happened. So,
ticking along. It's one of those. It's not sequences you can really spend too much time talking about. It's just connecting and building the tension.
No, because it's just moving along at a breakneck pace. Like there's so much in this episode that they could have easily made it a two-parter, or at least like a 60-minute episode. I think there's enough here to kind of, but they're just boom, boom, boom. They're just like so many scenes they have to just race through because they're just trying to fit it all into that 43 minutes. So Richie takes Mulder and Scully out to the forest, tells them what happened. Scully gets caught in the field. Mulder finds her lying on the ground. So right off the bat, this is slightly different to what we've seen because so far the people who get caught in the field disappear. And now, Scully, she didn't disappear. She stays there. So Mulder finds her lying on the ground, and she says, like, what's happening to me? And he says, I don't know, but we got to warn Billy because these abductions are not systematic. The abductees are not coming back. So so he points out that these abductees, the former abductees, are getting taken and they're not coming back. Now, what Mulder doesn't know is that one of them has been killed, and that was Ray.
Yeah.
And Teresa, obviously, she's been taken. We do see her at the end in the ship, but yeah, for all intents and purposes, she could be dead. For as far as we know, we've only actually seen one of them get in that field and off he goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's not coming back. So Billy goes home and pulls a gun on his dad. His dad talks him down before shape-shifting into the bounty hunter, the budget Terminator.
Budget Terminator.
Hey, been a while since you've seen him. Nice to know he's still floating around.
Mm-hmm.
So Mulder and Scully show up, and he and Billy vanish. Yeah, it's just gone like that.
Yep.
They rock up, and so we don't quite see
Space Ninja.
Yeah, Space Ninja, big time. Can only assume he's just knocked out Billy, douche straight on the head, and off he goes. Whips off with him. Skinner goes to Mulder's office and brings Krychek and Marita with him. There's a little moment that they exchange just before that, which I really liked. It was just this nice little moment between Skinner and Mulder, in which, like,
before the reveal.
Yeah, before the reveal of Krychek, and it's like Skinner knows. It's like he knows that Mulder isn't going to handle this well. And it's like, how do I introduce Krychek here in a way that isn't going to kick things off? And he does a bit. He plays the good cop bit first, I think, just to try and soften Mulder up. But it is a nice little moment.
And then Mulder's just like, hey, that's the one person I can beat up.
Yeah.
I'm go for him. Like, I will go for him.
Yeah, it's the only reason he's playing tough, because he's like, I know I can get this guy. He's literally the only guy I've ever been able to beat in a fight, and that's because he's only got one arm.
Yeah,
I always forget that Krychek's only got one arm. It's like they never make a big enough deal of it in scenes. They never kind of go, oh yeah, Krychek, the dude with one arm.
Yeah. I mean, it's crying out for a Fugitive reference, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, big time. So he introduces Krychek and Marita. Krychek says he wants to help him and the ship, help him find the ship to damn the soul of that cigarette-smoking son of a bitch, which I'm pretty sure he's called him that before, but yeah. It's worthy of being called again. So the lone gunman. So this episode is just chock full. It's so not only do we get characters from the pilot episode that we reintroduce, and we're like, we've got to kind of get our bearings with who they were and what they're doing back. We get the big villain, Cancerman, in it. We get Krychek. We get Marita. We've got the lone gunman back and Skinner. It's like literally all the it's the whole gamut of.
It feels like a finale.
It does.
A series finale.
Yeah, it does. It feels like this could be the end.
Yes.
And anyway, I'll do that in my wrap up. I'll say that in my wrap up. But so lone gunmen help the team with some like satellite type stuff. I'm not sure it's quite satellite photos, but something like that of something, and basically as a way of trying to suggest where the ship might be. Scully has to step outside, and Mulder follows her. He tells her he tells her that she's not going with him. It's just like, but she says, and he's got good reasoning, because all the abductees from around there seem to be disappearing. So it's not wise to put Scully, a former abductee, into that situation. So she says, I'm not going to let you go alone, which makes you think she's not taking it for an answer. She's going to go with him, but actually, no, it's Skinner. So the next shot, we see Skinner getting out of the car with Mulder, and he's kind of like, I don't want to say he's a wuss, because obviously Skinner's proven time and time again that he's a bit of a fighter when he needs to be, but like he's the one who seems to be like, oh, I don't know about this, Mulder. And he's like, hey, like Mulder kind of comes out with a piffy comment, and then Skinner's like, hey, my ass on the line here too, you know. And then Mulder kind of like, he backs down a bit. He's like, yeah, I know. Almost as if, almost in a way, he's like he's saying thank you for like being out here with me. But yeah, it's just a funny dynamic, considering Skinner's supposed to be the boss. Scully sees from the reports of all the abductees that they experienced similar brain activity to what Mulder did in biogenesis. She wasn't the one in danger. He was.
Yeah.
Then she faints and the lone gunmen catch her. It's like, take a shot every time Scully falls over in this episode.
Yeah.
Given that I don't drink that much, I'd be bladdered pretty fast, I think. Mulder sets up infrared lasers all around this forest area where the lone gunman essentially directed them to. Then he follows them and ends up inside the field doing the whole shaky thing.
Yeah.
All the other abductees are there, as well as the bounty hunter. So, yeah, bounty hunter comes, weaves through the people, comes face to face with Mulder, and it's like, given their history, I always half expect the bounty hunter to just take Mulder out, boom, shiv him, and that's it.
Yeah.
So the ship takes off, and Skinner watches as it leaves. So yeah, there you go. Skinner has now seen a flying saucer, which I'm sure he will, He'll always carry that with him and always tell people that's what he saw. He'll never backtrack on it, I'm sure.
Yeah, I've seen him turn quicker in the episode before.
Yeah. So Krychek throws Cancer Man down the stairs.
Great.
Yeah, great stuff. Yeah,
it's such a rubbish ending to like a great villain, isn't it? Just like, and
yeah, there you go. It's I kind of feel like a bullet to the head would be more decisive, though.
Yeah, it would be.
It's like Krychek's clearly gone to kill this guy, so I feel like, you know, you're gonna do it. Do it right. It's okay. It's obviously they need to do it in a way that's like, if we want to bring this guy back. But Skinner goes to see Scully in the hospital, tells her that he lost Mulder, but won't deny what he saw. Yeah, okay. And Scully tells him that she's pregnant.
Yeah.
Fade out. See you next season. There you go.
Yeah. Interesting. Do you want to do the outro in this one, Brian?
Yeah, go on. I'll wrap up. So, obviously, going forward, we've got season 8, 9, 10, and 11. It's essentially like 3 seasons, because season 10 and 11 don't even make a full season in normal X-Files terms. So, we've essentially got 3 seasons left. Now, are there some absolute bangers in those 3 seasons? Yes, there are. Are there certain dynamics that once we get to see them, I'm really glad we get to see them? Yes, there are. I actually love it when we do eventually get Mulder back and him and Doggett have to kind of work stuff out. Yeah, there's even a 2-parter coming up at like the end of season 8 that is one of my favorite 2-parters, or at least it was back in the day. I don't know if it still hold up. So because of that, I kind of like, you know what? Yeah, despite some of the flaws in the next 3 seasons, I do want to keep them. However, there is part of me that just thinks, you know what? This should have been it. The series should have ended here. and they should have gone into movies. The next thing after this should have been a movie. Should have been a proper movie that deals with the alien colonization story once and for all. You know, because the aliens are still out there. They still have plans on the Earth.
Mm-hmm.
It should have been that. It should have been a movie that wrapped that up once and for all. And they can choose then with that movie to either bring Mulder back or not, kill him off or not, kill Scully off or not, whatever you're going to do, wrap it up in a way that is satisfying. And then, if you have to, continue on with movies. Obviously, they never did that. But I just think as far as a season end goes, yes, it still leaves things hanging. But the show was so successful at this point that movies going forward, I think would have been. I think that would have, yeah. You know, they made money off the first X-Files movie. Yeah. I think they would have made money off another one straight after this, but they waited too long, obviously. But as far as season closers go, I love this one. I think it's great. As a diehard X-Files fan, just seeing all these characters come back, all these moments where it makes you want to go back to the pilot and watch it. Like, as soon as you watch this, I'm like, man, I know Billy Miles, I know the douchebag sheriff, I know Teresa, and we've got all these main characters in it, and they're all fighting to find this like UFO. It's great stuff. It's great mythology stuff. These are the kind of mythology episodes I like. Sixth Extinction, Biogenesis, they're rubbish. But this is mythology episodes. This is the way mythology episodes should be. Just breakneck pacing. All the characters you love, all kind of doing their own thing, and ending on a cliffhanger. Boom, great stuff. 5 out of 5 for me.
Yeah, I'd agree. 5 out of 5. I thought it was a really good episode. It's got all the big points you would expect. You know, it leaves a couple of little things hanging over, like you said, but mostly I'd say it's a fitting series finale, which I kind of liked.
Yeah,
and like I say, you could have broken it into 2 episodes, but I feel like keeping it one, they just have that sort of breakneck speed. If it was a series finale, I think you would have to go 2.
Yeah.
But no, they don't. And moving on, we don't have an episode to look forward to next time on X-Files Revisited. We've got our famous, and that's famous for us, top 5 and bottom 5, Brian.
Yeah.
And a little preview of season 8 as well. Yeah. So that's great. Yeah.
Excellent.
So that wraps up Requiem, and with it, season 7 of the X-Files. We've come full circle, returned to Bellefleur, and watched Mulder vanish in a beam of light. Scully's left behind, but not alone. Now we've covered all 22 episodes, it's time to look back. Join us next week for a special bonus episode as we count down our top 5 and bottom 5 episodes of the season. You might agree, and you might yell at your podcast or YouTube. Either way, it's going to be a whole lot of fun, and for me as well, fun watching Brian getting really angry with my choices.
Prepare for Graham to put like something he rated 4 stars over something he rated 5 stars.
Yes, absolutely. That will probably happen.
Yeah.
So stay
and
tuned.
Also, if you do have your own top 5s and your own bottom 5s, do drop them down in the comments section of this video or on the podcast kind of providers, and we'll read some of them out.
Absolutely, yeah. So stay tuned, hit subscribe, and if you've enjoyed this journey so far, leave us a review and a like, or share the pod or videos with any other like-minded truth seekers. We'll see you next time on the X-Files Revisited.